Um, as was mentioned, my name is Bree, and I lead design for Facebook Gaming. And we're waiting for slides. Okay, I'll hang tight, hang tight. Okay, cool. My name is Bree, and there we go. Okay, and I lead design at Facebook Gaming. My career in the gaming, I've been in the gaming industry for about the past 12 years. The last 10 of it has been focused on building gaming services and gaming communities for gaming at large. And about a couple of years ago, when Facebook called and said they were diving deeper into gaming communities, I was like, this is awesome. Sign me up. I'm ready to join on this adventure. And so my day-to-day, I work with an awesome group of designers, content strategists, and researchers. And we collaborate with engineers, product managers, data scientists, and more to deliver impact to our gaming community. And so for today, in my talk, I'm going to talk about gaming communities from my favorite perspective, which is design. So from the start, product design has been a core discipline on the gaming team. And I'd like to share our perspectives on a couple of things. Why gaming communities matter on Facebook, how we think about designing for communities on Facebook, what we've designed and built so far, and the lessons we've learned along the way that can be applied to the gaming industry at large. And so before I dive in, I want to share two key pieces of information for some context. The first is our gaming mission, which is building the world's gaming community. This ties into the Facebook larger mission. And we believe that gaming is a key part of what we're doing at Facebook, not only because there's already a large amount of gamers on Facebook, but because gaming is a key way for people to build bonds and form all types of communities. And second, the other key piece of data that's really important here is 700 million. Each month, more than 700 million people come to Facebook to play games, watch gaming videos, and engage in gaming groups on Facebook. You could scroll through a newsfeed and discover a new instant game with your friends. You might find a new streamer, follow the page, and follow them frequently as they go live. You might get a notification from a gaming group as well. There's over 100 million active participants in over 340,000 gaming groups. So next, let's talk about why gaming communities matter on Facebook. I want to touch on three key groups of people here, developers, creators, and gamers. First with developers, and what I mean by developers, those who create games on Facebook and those who invest on communities, building communities on Facebook. We see time and time again that the most successful companies continually put communities at the center of their strategy and their daily operations. I like to give the example of Magic the Gathering. Magic is more than 22 years old, still going really strong, and they've really invested deep in their communities. If you think about it, everyone who plays Magic knows about Friday Night Magic. They have this ritual and habit that you can go to any local hobby game store to play Magic and meet like-minded gamers. And developers on Facebook, this also matters too, because we can focus on building large scalable platforms. With Facebook, we can really help build those crucial pre and post gaming experiences for gaming companies to help leverage finding like-minded gamers to play with, sharing your play of the game, leaderboards, and more. The next group is the creators. Gaming communities matter for creators because they can leverage that 700 million number I mentioned earlier. This gives them a good base for them to build their own community, rituals, emotional relationships with their fans, and their own custom brand of entertainment. And lastly, from a gamer point of view, gaming communities matter on Facebook because they can connect and bond with gamers with shared interests. Since emotion is the glue of social cohesion, we not only want gamers to form bonds with streamers, but with also the fans who are watching and participating in that same game stream. And next, I wanted to give you insight today on how the gaming team approaches building products from a conceptual and a strategy point of view. So when we do this, there's basically three different angles we think about on the team. We think about the concept of the third place, we do some good design framing, and we talk about intent. So with that, I kind of want to first dive into the third place concept and how we use it. So with our gaming mission in mind, we ask ourselves, how at Facebook do we build a sense of place or third place for the entire gaming community, for the gamers, the streamers, developers, advertisers, and so on? And we use this concept of the third place to help frame these discussions. So for those of you who may not know, the third place concept dates back to the 1980s, where sociologist Ray Oldenburg, he pioneered this concept. He describes the third place as a social gathering place. It's not home, nor is it work. It's a place, it's an essential zone for collaboration where you can hang out, you can share ideas, and it's a crucial space for connection, expression, and growth. And so examples of third places in real life, like I like to tell people when I explain this, is like hipster coffee shops. You walk in, there's good lighting, the environment makes you feel good. Maybe you're there to collaborate with some friends or just hang out, listen to music on your headphones. Maybe the baristas know your name, their favorite drink, so on, things like that. And we see these third places too with gaming. You know, when you think about all the internet cafes all around the world, and then more colleges, you know, in North America providing physical gaming spaces like the University of California, Irvine, pictured here. And so with that Facebook, our goal is to think about how do we build these digital third places for the entire gaming community, the gamers, the game streamers, advertisers, developers, and so on. So next, in building the third place, we also make sure we spend time doing really good design framing. This is obviously an area I really like to geek out on, but we want to basically switch this from a transactional product requirements point of view to the underlying emotions of what we're trying to solve for. So I want to give you a few examples of what I mean by this. So when you think about emotes, we don't really say, oh, as a user, I want to use stickers and emotes. That doesn't really get to the deeper why of things. So instead we say, you know, as a fan, I'd like to have more expression in chat. The same thing can be said for polling and polls. You know, the transaction is, yeah, as a user, I want to vote in a poll, but the underlying why is more, it looks something more like this. I want to influence the outcome of a stream. And for instant games, you know, you could just say, oh, I want to be, maybe the user wants to be playing mini games all the time, but that's probably not realistic. What it really looks like is, I need one great game to pass time now. And we continue this too with brainstorming. So we make sure when we brainstorm, we use a technique of how might we's to frame these discussions. So for example, how might we create a sense of community showing common interests among people who watch the same game streamer? Or how might we recognize loyalty to a streamer's community? And I share this because it's important that everyone, not just designers like me, know that the goals, the problems, and the principles on this emotional level, not just a transactional, to remind us that community is not transactional, but it's built on rituals, loyalty, recognition, similarities, safety, and more. So we've talked about the third place concepts, some good design framing, and the last thing we do at Facebook is we talk about intent when we build products. And what I mean by this is people will often ask us at Facebook, you know, how do you build successful products on Facebook? This is for us both simple and very complicated. It's simple because you can think about this about an intent journey for a user. Going from lowest intent, where they open up Facebook, they don't have something specific they want to do, to a really high intent use case where they have something very specific they want to do in Facebook. The journey from low intent to high intent is represented by a person opening up Facebook, maybe based off of a notification. This is what we call off-platform. And then we move them to newsfeed, where ideally, if we're doing our jobs right, they find like a serendipitous discovery of interesting content from friends, family, or pages they follow. And so the next step in this intent funnel is newsfeed itself. And this is where the complexity comes in. Newsfeed is a very engaging system, so it's incredibly hard for product builders to shift that intent from newsfeed to a deeper destination. And so we employ like a variety of techniques to give more relevant content in newsfeed to then build intentional pathways to deeper destinations in our product. For examples of this would be like marketplace or watch. And this is really hard. Often repetition over time is the best way for us to guide users to these higher intent surfaces. Next on the intent path is destinations. So when we're able to guide someone from newsfeed to a destination, we can then create custom experiences that are both relevant and differentiated within Facebook. So for example, Marketplace, you go there, you're going to see only items you can buy and opportunities to sell items for yourself. This is also the ideal state for gaming, which has like a deep experiences to connect with streamers, watch games, play games, and find interesting gaming content. And then last but not least, there's even more high intent surfaces we've built. We're proud to say we're one of the few teams that has built a dedicated app. We believe a gaming app will add depth and focus to our highest engaged gaming enthusiasts. So this is why building products on Facebook is both simple and complex, but if you understand the intent path, you really find it much easier to navigate, what intent they have and what kind of product you want to build for that use case. So with the framing in mind, let's dive into what we've built so far and how it kind of maps back to the third place, design framing and some intent funnels. On the low intent side, as we've mentioned earlier, we have newsfeed. We leverage newsfeed as that main entry point. So when a person scrolls through, we create those opportunities to discover that gaming content. So for example, on the left screen, someone just scored points in an instant game. We have a feed unit that highlights multiple live game streamers at that time. We even have on the third screen a dedicated feed unit to maybe one streamer that you currently follow, and you can tap in that and immediately jump into the live game stream. To solve for the medium intent, which is a very crucial audience for us, we've built a dedicated space in the Facebook app. The Facebook gaming tab is currently rolling out to gamers based on how much of gaming content they consume in newsfeed today. The gaming tab is completely dedicated just to the gaming world. The tab is home to live game streamers, gaming groups, instant games, VOD, and more. We've seen great feedback from our initial tests, and we're excited to share the tab with more and more people in the coming months. And lastly, to solve for that highest intent or highest extreme, we've built the Facebook gaming app so they can deliver deeper gaming experiences immediately as they open the app. This app allows us to build more custom gaming experiences, such as quickly going live, our much beloved dark mode, gamer chat, and more. This app is currently soft launched in the Philippines and Brazil. Again, we have really great feedback, great retention metrics, and so we look forward to rolling this out more and more in the coming months as well. So to quickly summarize, we have low, medium, and high intent entry points, or third places that we've built across all of our surfaces, which is the newsfeed, the tab, and the gaming app. And then I want to talk about a little bit about those features within those surfaces I just talked about. So we've been investing in features such as badges. And again, badges allow gamers to be recognized for the contributions they provide to a streamer's community. We think of support, which allows live game streamers to share very special content with the most loyal of fans and build a consistent stream of income. And stars, which allows gamers and watchers, or allows watchers to recognize streamers for the entertainment they provide. And then for our instant games, we continue to add discovery points in the Facebook app so you can find your favorite games and discover new ones. In addition, we're investing in features such as leaderboards because we want to promote friendly competition among friends, family members, and gaming groups. And lastly, with all of this, I want to share a few general lessons we've learned along the way and how they apply to the gaming industry at large. So first, write your game's community goals from the beginning. What's your version of the third place concept? Is it easily allowing them to form a guild like in Clash of Clans? Or is it building out a strong out-of-game third place experience from day one? Second, think about from day one, how will your game be streamed? How will people watch this? Can someone exploring a game streamer or exploring streams understand what's going on in your game? The example, with Battle Royale, what's so great about it is no matter, the complexities that are there for like deeply invested fans, We can all explain to anyone that the last person or last team standing wins. And I always like to give this example in poker. So in poker, they have the whole cam. And that shows the face down cards. And that gives people who are watching a way more interesting thing to watch, because now they have an advantage to see what's going on that the players don't have. So when you're building games, you should ask yourself, what is our whole camera for our game that makes this more fun to watch? Third, think about how your game can have snackable content. When we think about live game streaming, many of us, we think about this full screen monitor where the game is either active or passively being watched. However, on Facebook, we see more and more fans. They jump on a live game stream for like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, kind of like a snackable content. So knowing that behavior is already happening, how would you design your game knowing this in mind? Fourth, ask yourself when you're designing a game experience, what does it look like for low, medium, and high intent gamers? What needs does each group have? And how do you design for something for them from the ground up? So questions could be how do you enable the veteran gamers or elder gamers to participate in welcoming newcomers in a safe and related way? And what does expression and communication look like for each of these groups? One of my favorite examples recently is Apex Legends. I was trying out this game and I realized I needed to communicate with my team, and this simple ping system was very approachable as a new gamer to start communicating without having to jump on voice. And finally, switching your use case scenarios from this is transactional to more emotional requirements. Having your teams clearly understand the human value your game provides helps with all the micro decisions they have to make along the way during development. For example, you might say, how do we allow newcomers to feel a sense of safety and to communicate with others? Or how do we match gamers to guilds that we know they have shared interests and values and contexts that will ease that alignment and connection down the road? And with that, I thank you all for coming to learn today what we're building at Facebook Gaming. Above all, we want to build this community with all of you, with gamers, game streamers, advertisers, developers, partners, and more. So thanks again, and good luck and have fun out there.